trying to learn how to use my all my stuff I have for good measure. So, hello everybody. It's Brian. It's Friday. I am here to soothe your earballs for the next, I don't know, 45 to an hour and a half maybe. However long you want to listen to me, that's fine. I'm good with either way. So, um, trying a new microphone configuration. So if you have any thoughts, if you my audio is not coming in very clearly, please let me know. I'll address it. Um, I see all these streamers that are like, oh, I don't know where their microphones are, and then I was like, oh, it's because they're like up here or they're down here. So I'm trying a microphone setup where my camera is, or my microphone is just slightly off camera instead of the one like I used to have where it was like right up in my face. So trying something a little different, trying to fix the old and try to make it look a little more on the professional looking side there. So yeah, we're working through some of the items here. Been a roller coaster of a week, I think, with regards to vulnerabilities. A lot of supply chain issues come out. We talked a little bit about those on Tuesday. Talked a lot about them on Tuesday, actually. libcurl and curl are going to be one of the ones that are going to be interesting early next week, from the tweets that we've seen from some of the people involved with the organization. This is going to be at least a high. The other people feel that maybe it's, we'll see. I don't want to talk about. There was no specifics in the email and in the tweets, but it definitely sounded like this will be noteworthy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that on Monday. About 30 seconds after it drops 840 in this case, the patch that everybody will need to update to if they're affected by this. You will probably find out what that's all about. But yeah, there's if you go over to GitHub and look at their stuff, you can see where they are talking about it inside of the they're definitely under some sort of legal hold, some kind of embargo where they're not allowed to mention something. So that's bad enough. The fact that they can't legally say what the vulnerability is or why. Add to the fact that they're launching early because it could be being used in the wild. It could be, but whoever found it has put them under embargo. They have the patch available. They were probably going to wait another couple weeks or something, but this may be something that's also being exploited in the wild, and they want to be able to make sure that the people that really use it are being patched first, which is why it's under embargo before it gets pushed out. So that is where they're at right now, and on the 11th we'll find out, which is I believe a Tuesday. So it's always a good day. We're not starting off Monday morning with an awful vulnerability. If you use lib or if you lose curl or libcurl anywhere in your environment, you may just want to start enumerating that. It's a little late now on a Friday to be doing so, Pacific time, but there are definitely things that you should be doing. One of the top 18 CIS controls is understand your assets, do some asset management, which also includes what software you're using. What assets are using those softwares, what software is using that software, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday's stream. We'll be able to discuss that one a little more in detail. So Lady P, in her vast knowledge, just before I got online here, had told me, hey, you're having if you're having a bad day, 23andMe is definitely having a bad day. And so, sorry, let me boink. So 23andMe has had their data stolen, has had user data stolen in a credential stuffing attack. So 23andMe confirmed to Bleeping Computer it's aware of user data from its platform circulating on hacker forums and attributes the leak to a credential stuffing attack. For those of you who don't know, 23andMe is where people spit into a beaker, send it off to a company who then sequences the DNA from you and then finds out that, you're, who, all kinds of family things. There's some health benefits. There's some, are you genetically predisposed to blah? Uh, you know, some people use it to maybe find lost relatives. In recent news and memory, I believe there's been some law enforcement action on cold cases where they run the DNA against 23andMe and they find a cousin, or they find a second cousin or first cousin or relative that has popped their genomic, profiles inside of 23andMe, and the person is implicated in some way, or that person is like, hey, I didn't do it, but that really closely, hey, that XY chromosome is my cousin or uncle or aunt or whoever. So they're also using it to find, to identify lost remain or found remains, that kind of thing. So there's some good things, but there's definitely some privacy issues there. Obviously, they're, you get a lot of marketing emails from them saying, hey, why does my coffee taste like this, or why does cilantro taste like soap? And so you get some of that as well. They do what they can to de-identify that, I'd imagine, but yeah. So they said a threat actor leaked samples of data that was allegedly stolen from the genetics firm, and a few days later offered to sell the data packs along with belonging to 23andMe customers. Initial leak was limited, with the threat actor releasing 1 million lines of data for Ashkenazi people. Those are specific Jewish Ashkenazi, right? Central Eastern European Jewish people. Not sure why they decided to target those people specifically. Hoping that's not nice. Obviously, yeah. Not sure why they decided to target that group of people specifically, but they did. Threat actor offered to sell data profiles in bulk for $1 to $10 per 23andMe account, depending on how many were purchased. So they have either the ability to log in as an admin, and they've gained some kind of persistence, which gives them access to profiles across all of 23andMe, or they have some other way of gaining access that they've got in the past. So we'll see how that plays out. I forget which one my genetic profile is in. I actually did mine on kind of a lark, because I grew up being told that my grandmother's grandmother was a full-blooded First Nations, in this case Cherokee Indian. Surprise, no, I'm mostly Northwestern European. So my mother, I don't want to say was unhappy, but it kind of set those stories a bit on its ear, because that's what we grew up thinking, or believing, because that's what we were told. And so yeah, um, that's not good. They're going to need to figure that out. They say the data is legitimate. So the spokesperson, apparently, they say the threat actors use exposed credentials from other breaches to access 23andMe accounts to steal sensitive data. So I have a thought about some of these things. Do you start resetting passwords out of an abundance of caution, or do you just let these kind of things happen? God damn, I'm sorry. I had a heavy leg day today, so I'm kind of exhausted. And it is 80 something degrees in the area. So yeah, it's nice and warm. I'm, sedentary here, and I'm just talking to my fan. Password saves. Magnesium. It's that age-old thing that I keep coming back to. Yeah, password safes are a good idea for some folks. It's really up to your own threat model if you have one. I have one. I have two, actually. Well, I used to have one at work. It's a little unused because we use a lot of keys and OAuth flows and second factors and stuff. So I have very little in the way of passwords that I need to remember or what have you. Password safes, I guess, are okay. The problem is if you have, like most Americans, they probably log into a dozen or so websites, and they've never logged in before, so it's like they're on their phone and they need a password, and they're like, well, I'll just put in charger 79, something like that, because the workflow to create a password on your mobile device or on your computer when you're on the go and you want to get this thing done, or hey, it's my Grubhub account and I really want to get a goddamn pizza, and this is a pain in the ass, and I'm just going to type in a password because I just want pizza, right? So oh damn, sorry. Very good. Okay. My solar is getting installed, started next week. Yeah, magnesium. It's great, but it's a convenience thing, right? It's like, am I going to stop and open up my password locker, and I have a 55 character password for my password locker, and I have to type it in every freaking time that I want to get into my system. I understand the password use. I do. It's a convenience thing. So magnesium. Are we propping up the password locker world? It feels like us security people are no better than a bunch of you know salespeople for certain technologies. Password guessing problem would go away if they taught kids about password safes in school. Instead, my school board sets 4-digit number codes for the kids. Well, it depends on what's the 4-digit number codes for, right? Is it lunch codes? Is it lockers? Is it? I mean, what's this 4-digit number code for? And is it worth putting a 4-digit number code inside of a password locker with a password that you can't? Oh, Gmail accounts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could set up 2FA on those with that 4-digit code, I guess. My daughter actually had something similar, I think, with her Gmail account. Um, I just, the funny thing is a lot of kids don't use email. They're going to be up in for a big surprise when they get into the real world. My daughter didn't know how to send an email until she started getting into college, or she had no reason to send an email. Um, and yeah, so your password safe is only as safe as the password used to secure the safe, right? So what do you suggest in that respect there, Magnesium? Shut my screen here and go back to me. Because you got all these passwords in one place, and then you're going to secure it with an 8-character password. That sounds gross, right? If you're accessing it on your computer, you still have to have a password. I'm sure you can use a fingerprint or something. I don't even have a fingerprint thing on my phone. Maybe I do. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. Maybe it's more OAuth flows or something like that. I mean, you still have crappy passwords on your Gmail accounts when you used to log in, or right. See, mine's at least 35 characters, and sometimes it's a pain in the ass to write, to the point where I'm like, maybe I'm old enough that I don't need to have a 35 character password for my password locker, even though it has several hundred, credentials inside. It has, driver's license photos. It has, recovery keys, pretty much anything I've done in the last 10 years. I don't have offline password safes because I need to actually access my password safes, somewhat on the go. So I tend to use 1Pass for my password saves. Um, there we go. Yeah, I can't do an offline password save. I tried that with KeyPass in my work computers. It works well enough as long as the only place you're planning on accessing your password safe from is your work computer. But the minute you start mixing and matching your work and your personal, then you start running into issues where you need to have access to that all over the place, and then you're just going to put it on your, for me, it would have been on my Google Drive, which would have been uh, not good. So yeah, so their passwords got stole. Uh, threat actor accessed a number of 23andMe accounts, scraped the data of DNA relative matches, which shows how opting into a feature have unexpected privacy consequences. I actually told, I think it was 23andMe, that I didn't want to share anything, even with my relatives. Hey, Walt. Multiple people safes. Long password for important stuff, shorter password for lesser important stuff. Yeah, there's just a couple sites that I use. I have password reuse. I, I'm I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I think if we try to tell people not to reuse passwords and then we ourselves also reuse passwords, we're kind of hypocritical. There are sites that I go to. It's like I'm only going to come to this site one time ever, so I'm just going to use my throwaway password. It's a password that I like to use when it's hot garbage. I also try to use OAuth flows anytime I can, so I log in with my Google Mail account or whatever, and I'm trying to use the passkey thing on my phone, but it does require me to do a phone check, or check yes for this kind of thing. um, we have multiple people. See, I don't put any work stuff in my personal password drive because I don't mix work and personal anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's very possible that you need multiple safes depending on your level of what you believe your threat level is. If you believe everybody's out to get you, then yes, you'll go that nth route to do that. Um, yeah. I mean, if 1Password ever gets breached, that will be a bad day for me, because LastPass is gone. 1Password, uh, there's things like Bitwarden, but I'm just not feeling it. So 23andMe's told Bleeping Computer the platform offers 2FA as an additional account measure and encourages all users to enable it. Okay, so potentially the accounts that they have set up inside of 23andMe that are being shared were ones that didn't have 2FA on it. I don't put super important stuff in my password safe, e.g. banking credits. No, I put all my stuff in my password locker. I mean, I got my E-Trade account in there. I've got my my banking passwords. I've got you know everything's in there. Um, I just I'm not going to remember my passwords if I don't. If I lose them, then I need to have them in multiple places. So um, we're good on that. Okay. Let me see. What else? What else? Close that. Oh yeah, here's the. So I was trying something a little different today. So I've upgraded my computer. Um, I appreciate all the bits and everything from folks. If you see the little thing in the upper right hand corner here, that thing right there, just a little something I'm trying out for user interaction. The idea is it's like a boss meter. So like if you play Mortal Kombat or something, you got your little life meter or whatever. That is the boss, the current boss that I have set up in my system. And if you put in Twitch bits, or you cheer, or you subscribe, or whatever, the boss takes damage. And then as it goes up, you'll more interaction. They call it the hype boss, but I just thought it would be something a little more fun than just sitting here watching me talk. You can send out a Twitch bit, or do a subscription, or uh, you know spend your bugs or whatever in the chat to make that go down. So I'll be using it probably for other things in the future, but not, you know, we'll see what happens. So, okay, let me see what else. So I did promise Rust, because I literally set up my brand new computer here in the last couple days. I managed to get VS Code and everything running on it. Let's see. My bad. Okay, yeah. So, in addition to also not, thank you for that copy. There we go. Okay. I had to recreate all of my scenes because I didn't export the ones that were on my streaming PC in time. And so thank you for the heads up there, Magnesium, before I got into a whole diatribe about I got into a whole diatribe about Rust. So thank you for the heads up on that. So I am triple streaming this. So that was the one thing I wanted to try because in the previous incarnation with my 1650 GTX, triple streaming this to three different places did not do well with it. It said the encoder was overloaded. So what I was hoping was with a little beefier card that I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about issues. So right now my RTX 3060 is humming along at about 53C, which is about 130 degrees Fahrenheit, and at 44% utilization. So it's doing quite well. My CPU is at 28%. It's not a Xeon processor like my other computer. The other thing is I wanted a bit of a quieter computer. So that one, this one will do me a little bit better. So yeah, thanks Magnesium, appreciate that. Yeah, I had to recreate all the scenes, so the stuff you're seeing right now is stuff that I created kind of on the fly, just out of memory. So I had all the artifacts and stuff, including the logo and the background and then the chroma and everything. So the chroma is, uh, right there. So I'm futzing around with that. So all right. So I'm also, streaming this on LinkedIn as well. So you can, watch it on there. You can watch it on YouTube as well. If you're not a VOD member, you can get, if you're not a subscriber to our Twitch stream, you can get the VODs on YouTube. I'm actually working on trying to get uh, the unlisted uh, playlist for Patreon members because they give me $5 to $10 every month, and they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. And I feel like I've neglected them over the years, so I'm trying to bring them back into the fold and give them some value for value. So we'll be doing some of that as well. So what you see in the lower left hand corner is our programming music. Which will be Halloween themed, and it's from Lo-Fi Girl. So we'll be going through some. We're going to continue through the OS writing in Rust. So I think we're on VGA text mode. And of course, if you want to follow along, I have no idea if this is going to continue working. I think because I changed hard drives, because here's the old streaming PC hard drive. It was almost full, as a matter of fact. It's only a 512 gig drive. I'm keeping it around for another couple days, and then I'll bin it when I'm ready. But I got to format it and get some stuff off of there, so I may have to plug it in and hook up some additional bits. But we're going to be going through chapter 3, the VGA text mode. I think we've done some of this already. I'm going to have to start over anyway because all of the Rust code is on that other system, or it's buried in about 270 gigs on my 4 terabyte drive. Oh, good. Okay, hold on, Lady P. Let me start over. So appreciate you getting here. I did start on time, so um, and let me make sure we're good. Okay, we're still running about 52C on the new graphics cards, so that's pretty good. All right. Did I? Oh yeah. Okay, I started about 3:15. My thought was there that if I didn't start, then I would get called away to do something at work late on a Friday, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So just glad I could be here with you fine folks. So all right, so I'm going to. Where is my mouse? Oh, there it is. Okay, so post O3 branch, open up. Okay, so I'm going to build the project by running cargo build. I'm going to minimize this screen. There we go. And scoot this over a little bit. I'm running on Windows 11 now, so bear with me. Some of the workflow stuff has changed a little bit. Let's see, go over here to cargo. Here's the Rust projects I was doing before, and actually only because they were uploaded to my chat. Wait a second. I have to move my mouse over here. Holy cow! Low res VGA modes. What I walk in. What about VGA register nightmares in 30 years? So Lady P, this is the thing we were working on with Phil. The Phil Pot website where you're building an OS from Rust. So the VGA text mode is probably so you can see the D message as it comes up, the DM message as it comes up. Yeah, my OS. Yeah, my break OS, the broken OS for all your favorite needs. So I've done a few things differently on this build with my computer. I am not running in like any insider stuff. I'm not running any nightly Firefox because the updates constantly just great and bug. So I'm not worried about running like VS Code Insiders. I didn't see a lot of benefit to it. No. That's mine. Prior art there, Lady P. Break OS. Now Break OS. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Break OS. There you go. Oh Jesus. So where are we? All right. When okay, yeah, you're removed. Goodbye, D23. Bye bye. Let me see. Hide user in this channel. Put user in timeout. There we go. Apparently, I'm not popular enough to get a lot of viewers, but I do get some trolls. So I actually got a troll over on YouTube. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, I'll have to block them later. So let me see. So this is chapter 3. Here's the. That's okay, Lady P. Well, if worse comes to worse, I'll just kill the stream over there, and I'll go in and make you an admin real quick, and then and info sister. Actually, we're going to be talking this weekend with info sister and Mr. Betcher at least. So we'll have another Sunday stream as well. So come and join us for some well-mannered frivolity. And yeah, so let me see. I have to cargo build. code projects, I need to add a new folder. So I'm going to add a new folder to the workspace. Code projects. So I have, two of the, GitHubs that GitHub repos that I have on there. So I'm going to create another one called, let me open up my browser here. You can't see this. This is terminal window. So cd code projects, mkdir, Rust OS. There we go. Some of the issues we had when we were compiling it before was I had my code repos on my Google Drive, which good idea in theory because it allows me to touch all my projects across Google Drive, which is synced to things like my phone and my Surface. The problem is it's not I don't want to call it complete operating system, but there were some issues where it had compilation and warnings that were throwing me off. So this is all stored locally on this drive. I'm going to then commit them to my GitHub, so it'll be almost the same as before. So let me double click here, break B, code projects, and then there's Rust OS. Okay, so we created Rust OS. I don't know why I have two in there now, but oh, I see. Okay, I can remove that folder from this workspace then. And then new file, readme.md. I did install some of the extensions back in. You can see I didn't put the Azure repos in. I didn't put that in. Code spaces, GitHub repos allows me to view my repos and edit my Git repos. Added the Rust syntax stuff. I did the WSL thing because apparently Windows 11 has this thing with, you can. I'm actually running this in my Ubuntu 22 WSL2 instance on my machine. I don't know how that works either. Seems like that's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, so it allowed me to actually run it on my Linuxy part of my Windows system instead of running as I was before. So when I have Ultimo down here on the bottom, which you rat bastard. So I call my computer Ultimo. So you've got. So this is my home breakb code projects directory on my Ubuntu 22.04.2 instance that is running WSL. Thought that was kind of cool. I was going to try that out instead of having everything run on Windows natively, so that way it's more of a Linux type environment. Every day you become more Linuxy. So, and then you can see Hello Rust, my personal page at brianbrake.com that I run through GitHub, and then Rust OS. So, plus my font is nice and large, so even I can see it. So yeah, here's readme.md. I will shrink this up. There we go. This is a readme and placeholder. Oh God. Well, at least my typing is still crap for this project. You know what? Copilot's starting to look better every day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need a little spell check. You know what I mean? All right, and then I hit Control S. I actually had some issues with the source code control, and because I'm not uploading anything to anything on my GitHub repo, there's nothing to commit, so everything should stay local. These two actually upload back to my GitHub repo. If I was to make changes in any of the cargo tomls or anything like that on here and saved them, there'd be a commit message here. I actually had some initial issues with the commit messages because it kept trying to say that my email was being sent, my private email. So I don't know why I was doing that, but I went to GitHub and it was like, oh no, you should use your non-responder email. So I was like, okay. And then I had to, it was almost like you almost had to bounce your Git environment again, so you had to do a soft reset, something like that. So let me see, where was it? No, 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 nope. There it is. That was stupid. So yeah, when you do get config and global email and you put your email address and it was like, oh, you can't commit, you have to push this thing. I ended up having to run this to then run push to your directory to change the config. Otherwise, it wouldn't work properly. So, but yeah, that was what I ended up having to do. Of course, I had to install a few things to make this work. There we go. All right. Okay. So I'm going to shrink this up real sweetly. CD rust os cargo build. Cross your fingers. Hold on to your butts. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go back and start over, aren't I? Rust up. Update. Nightly. Horse. All right. So we're getting to the latest version of Rust, which is 1.75.0-nightly. Okay, so I think I'll need to run back to part 1 real quick and get my environment set up. All right, so yeah, new. Okay, so cargo, new. Actually, cd dot cargo, new, rust os, bin, edition 2018. Okay, rm rust rmdir. Nope, rmrf rust os. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now we got some things to commit. Don't think we're going to be committing them to our GitHub repo just yet. We can close that out. And then, let's see. Rest OS, we have our source, main RS, get nor cargo toml, yep. No STD, okay, so I'm gonna go back here and in our main.rs, right, main.rs. Okay. Copy. Main.rs. Remember, we don't have a func main in this because, as mentioned in previous selections, there is no standard. There's no main because this is an OS. We're just injecting ourselves into a part of memory. In this case, the VGA buffer, which will show in under mod VGA buffer. By the end of this chapter, we're going to use all the code in this, and he's going to upgrade them as we go along. Mod VGA buffer is just going to have us pop into a 0x, I think it's F8000 or something like that, F8000. We're going to inject ourselves directly into memory unsafely, so there's going to be some unsafe parts inside of our VGA buffers RS file, which you can see. And then, of course, he walks us out of a lot of the unsafe items there because we have, it's unsafe because we can't prove that this, is what it is. So there's some, they want to make sure that everything is trusted when it's being written directly to memory. So I'm going to have to add some things to our cargo toml as well. So Control-C. And I have done most all of this in previous Rust videos. So if you're new watching this, you're going to have to go find the other Rust documents and stuff to um, keep track of what's going on. But yes, I have done this before. I had some issues with it not working in the past. So that's why I'm following along more with the what's in the GitHub, because it should just work there. So under source, I need to create a new file, call it VGA buffers. It's called, yeah, VGA underscore buffers. Is this blue team? Freedom DAO, it's developer work. I wouldn't even call it developer work. It's just me learning how to use Rust. It's not necessarily blue team, but it's not red team either. Well, it could be red team. It's programming. So there you go. You can, if you just got here a little late. I'm never hacking HackerMan. No, I'm not. I don't own a hoodie anymore. I got rid of my hoodies a long time ago. But you can read through. Yeah, okay. There you go. We're kind of following along with the freestanding Rust library, and we're going to turn it into an OS. I had to copy and paste some stuff in again because I'm building in a brand new environment here. Rename, there it is. It should be VGA underscore buffer.rs. All right, so, and then yeah, well, with my OS, it actually has to work. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to make this work, because I'm taking incredibly bad shortcuts by just copying and pasting this code in, but it's from the author's own site. So hopefully it will just work. So I have to go back in and look at a couple of things inside of the blog OS here. Let's see, cargo toml. Yes, we need to add these items to our cargo toml. Save that. Save that. Go back up here. Here's our cargo toml. So we need, everything should be good here. If I just replace all this. Oh, I should call this Rust OS. There we go. Yeah, he's the author. I'll give him all the love from that. So pretty much ready to try and ship an OS with my toolkit. It's a mental health one this time for psychosis. Oh, very cool. Okay. Ooh, hope that's not too loud. Hold on, let me check. Okay, should be a very slight music in the background. For me, I had it turned up to 11, so it's blasting my eardrums out. There we go. It's Halloween, so you can go check out Lo-Fi Girl. Is her stream. Normally she, has other streams. She has Synthwave and other things like that, but you can go check out Lo-Fi Girl's stream online. So there you go. Do you have any experience running Python in a Rust environment? Well, yeah, no, I don't have any experience with that, unfortunately. I have very little experience with Python. I have very little experience with Rust. I have very, 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 very little experience running both in mixed environments. So but you close that, go back over here. So I put my cargo toml in. Go ahead and save that. Saved my buffers. Saved my main RS. There we go. Let's go over here and say initial commit. Commit sync. Your repo has no remotes configured to push to. That's fine. I don't need a remote to push to, so I'm good on that. Let me double check and make sure there's nothing else that we need. Let's see. Cargo lock, cargo toml, bores. Okay, so that's something else. Rust tool chain. Nothing in there. I think the only four files we needed was main RS, VGA buffers, cargo toml, and target spec file. We're going to need that too. Yep, I remember that now. Yes. Because the spec file basically helps when you're compiling the executable to know what your architecture is and some information about what's going to be needed to be known inside your target for that. So you do need a new file. We're going to call it x86 64 law Rust JSON. Someone remind me when I've pooched it now because I named it something other than what it was supposed to be. So anytime blog OS comes up, we're gonna have to change it to Rust OS. Yeah, me too. I always try to do the hardest possible thing. It's unfortunate. So, oh wait, I messed up here. Copy link. This is the link to the music. Lo-fi girl. Yeah, there you go. Awesome music if you want to study or just relax or work and have something in the background. So. And this has got kind of a Halloween-y feel to it, so. All right, so let me make sure we've got everything we need. This one can be saved, and I'll commit this one as well. Added spec file. Commit sync. Yes. Probably don't need to commit and sync. One of the things I actually probably need to learn how to do is learn Git and VS Code as well, especially if I want to continue trying to build things. So, publish branch. Okay, why not? Okay, so I can publish it to my private repo or public repo. Okay, not gonna do that. All right, so let's go to chapter 3. Actually, let me go and compile this to make sure we're not getting any error messages here. Board, cargo build. All right, so we need to go cd rust os cargo build. Linker cc not found. No such file or directory. Cannot compile bootloader script due to previous error. Error destination Rust OS already exists. Oh no. Linker cc not found. No file or directory. OS error 2. Okay, so I think I remember him mentioning that in chapter 3. Try changing to GCC. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Which one had that in there? Nope. Oh, just remember, just from earlier, the view word wrap. This is the VGA buffer parts that we're going to be using. Yeah, a little programming, a little security, a lot of talking. Welcome. Glad you could come and join us here. Oh, see, so we got a little damage on the hype boss up there. First time chatter, somebody coming in and hanging out. New followers, damage our hype boss. So new subscriptions also damage it. Ideally, it's going to continue going up higher and higher and higher if you got bits or something. So, because I go on to we raid these folks that are doing security and other things, and then all of a sudden they stop and do a marble race, and I'm like, I'm not sure I want to do that. It'd be have a little game or something like that once in a while, but not something that's just completely. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, look at that, Lady P. You damaged the boss. I think it's 1 per bit, so 110 bits. It will take off 110 damage. It will damage it. So it's like 300, I think, for a subscription. If you gift a subscription, I think it's similar. So yeah. Yeah, but so our Rige, apologies on the name there. We're doing some Rust. I'm trying to figure out an error that admittedly, I should probably have started from scratch again, but I don't want to really do these all classes, these videos that I've done over and over and over again. Yes, it's beginning Rust, but also a beginner doing beginning Rust. So the idea is this person wrote a blog post about building your own OS in Rust, and it's not an original idea. There are other Rust programming or operating systems in Rust. So there are a number, like Redux is a Unix-like operating system written in Rust, bringing the innovations of Rust to modern microkernel. Inspired by Plan 9 Minix, Cell 4, BSD Linux, implemented in Rust microkernel design. Lady P, I might have a hand gesture for you, but I'm not going to do it. MIT licensed. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. Partial POSIX compatibility. Partial? Okay. In that case, my only hand gesture will be, yeah, there you go. Oh, God. Anyway, so you said change it to GCC. OS none. Was it in the cargo toml? No. Anchor. Let's see. Was it? Double check. Oh, which might be that I don't have GCC installed. That's probably what it is. Let's go back to. I mean, literally, I stood up the WSL today. So, yes, I. Yes, Lady P, you are correct. You're like my second wife. And I'm not a Mormon. Where is it? Rust up, add target, linker arguments. Yes. Target, yes. Cargo, Rust C. Yeah. I was just making sure that they didn't give us any specific instructions inside Chapter 1, Chapter 2, or Chapter 3. I didn't want to do something that was going to, pooch it. So. Sudo apt install GCC. So yeah, I'm running. I've downloaded Ubuntu 22.04.2 from the Windows Store. Everything seems to be running fine. Oh, so it's running Windows 11 Home, which is like, oh, you don't get BitLocker. You also don't get RDP, which is something I was unhappy about because it's like, oh, I might actually want to use RDP on my box, but not going to happen. So the only other options are like Real VNC, Tide VNC, or Teams Viewer, and I'm like, Team Viewer is a little how do I say this? Hot garbage and insecure. And there's free RDP in Linux. Yeah, I could probably try to see about getting X running on the WSL, which is entirely possible. Okay, so user bin CC is our compiler now, because that works. Thank you, Lady P. Thank you, Lady P. Yeah, there you go. And then we'll go back and try cargo build again. Oh, but not found personality. Yeah, we had this problem during the last time we did this. Note this can occur when a binary crate with no standards compiled for a target. Personality. Personality. Oh, we have to create it with a target in mind. So to build this target, we need to compile a bare. Yeah, this was all the errors that we got the last time. I remember this. Yeah, there was a ton. Well, there wasn't this many issues. Jesus. I may end up having to, abort goose eject, and then start this all over again on the side. Which I've got. Let's see. There's no exception handling. Yeah, that was one of the things that was like, what happens when we have exception handling. This is the exception handling here for panics and those issues. So this may be a short show because I may have to start over during the week, finish this shite, and then get back to where we're getting just normal error messages. Cargo TOML. Let me double check. There is panic port. Yeah, there's no exception handling. Minimal freestanding rest bin looks like this. Yeah, we don't have those in there. Right, linking with CC failed exit code 1. Linker includes startup, which is also called start. It requires some language of the C standard library libc that we don't include to the no standard attribute. Therefore, the linker can't resolve these references. To solve this, we can tell the linker it should not link the C startup routine by passing the no start files. Language item required but not found. Personality. Okay, so language items are special functions and types that are required internally by the compiler. For example, the copy trait is a language item that tells the compiler which types have copy semantics. So we need to add the following lines to our cargo TOML. All right, so copy. Yeah. This sets the panic strategy to abort for both the dev profile used for cargo build and the release profile cargo build release. Now the personality language item should no longer be required. Okay, well that's one thing. But it's like meh. Oh, we're getting less vulnerabilities? Yeah, we're still getting all kinds of issues. Maybe it was a bad copy paste. I shouldn't have done that. Should not have started this again like this. I should have waited another week. Now that's I don't plunge headlong into something, then let's see which direction is this in. What's the first error? Yeah, I have to scroll up quite a ways to get to the first error, so can't find crate for core. This is where I'm about to find out that I should have downloaded a bunch of other stuff that I didn't add, that I didn't have in the system here. So, standard library 2018. Read implicit. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, use core, panic info, right? Cargo build. Owning the entry point. Need to link your code to the relevant crate in order to be able to do so. Here's my cargo toml. Yes. Yeah, there's no core in there. That's kind of stupid. I'm not running Docker. What does a rest C do? Rest C. DB. It says Rust 173. You know what? I'm wondering. One second. Let me close this and reopen it, because I updated to 175 nightly, which should have updated. Okay, so cd Rust OS. So can't find crate. Okay. Cargo new hello. Cargo run. Complaint is right there. Yeah, there's no core or no crate, so. Really? Snake case. Huh? Oh, you can't see the target now. You scroll away. Scroll back up here. ADP is gonna have me killed. Yeah, pretty sure that's how this works. There we go. Okay. Need to run that right there. All right, so I ran installing Rust component. How do you install a crate? Add the card. Rust add core crate. Edit the librs. Oh, am I missing some other files? I think maybe. Librs. Yeah. That's way shorter. That's way shorter LADP. way shorter. I mean, we went from several thousand lines down to compile error. This crate only supports the x86-64 architecture. Cannot compile bootloader due to previous error. Okay. Well, we're getting there. It's just I didn't compile for the target. It's wrong in the thumb. Yeah. Let's see, where is it? Features, yeah. Rust LLD, ld.lld, none. And then what did it say to do in the third? That's not. This is what we needed. All right, so. Minimal kernel, stable beta and nightly. Manage installations, use Rust up. And that should have. Yeah, we're still on 173.0, not Rust nightly, so that's weird. It's the same as it was before. For some reason it's not giving me 175 nightly, which is the one I had updated to, I thought. So Rust C, yeah. That target isn't the same as the host. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, LLVM target. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay, so where did I make the mistake at? It's no, there's nothing there. One second, let me preferences, settings. There we go. I'm just reading docs as my little eyeball's gonna. I appreciate that, Lady P. Yeah, I'm not sure why the LLVM target. Okay, so Rust set LLVM target. Okay, get at LLVM. Rust C target. Okay, so Rust C target equals should be this. Copy. Print target spec JSON. Z unstable must also be passed. Okay. Do that. Dash Z unstable options. Z is only accepted on the nightly compiler. Selecting a tool chain with tool chain arguments require rust up product. All right, well then I don't need the target spec. I just want to set the target. No input file name given. Okay. So there is. Right, I-64 unknown. Right. Most fields required by LLVM generate code for that platform. However, the data layout. Yeah. Data layout field defines the size of integers. Third kind. We also target x64. So note that we changed the OS in the LLVM target and the OS field to none because we'll run on bare metal. You have unknown none. Yeah, I need to figure out how to change that. We had the following linker in. Yeah. Features. Okay. Pull it together. It looks like that. We're building our kernel. All right. So we have the start. Everything in place. Okay. So cargo build. Build. Target. X6. Yeah, see, we're still running into the sum things. I don't know what sum means. Options. Yeah, we're getting all those major errors again. It's going to tell me you can't find the core crate, I think. Yeah, I can't find crate for core. Get that shit. Rust OS target may not be installed. Consider downloading the target with Rust target add Rust_OS. In the top window, change x64 out to Linux GNU. Okay. There we go. It's great. Supports only x86. You know what, let me open another. Sure that we didn't do anything wrong. On the command line. Now it's the wrong target on the command line. Oh, I see. So the target should be x86 64 Linux GNU. This is cross-compiling, yeah. Okay, so yeah, it gave me the same. It gave him the same error here. It fails. Error tells us the Rust compiler no longer finds the core library. This library contains basic Rust types such as result option iterators, implicitly linked to all no standard crates. The problem is that the core library is distributed together with the Rust compiler as a precompiled library, so it's only valid for hosted triples. But not for our custom target. If we want to compile code for other targets, we need to recompile core for these first. That's where the build standard feature in Cargo comes in. Allows us to recompile core and other standard libraries on demand instead of using the precompiled versions shipped with the Rust installation. Rust installation. This feature is very new and still not finished, so it's marked as unstable and only available on nightly Rust compilers. Yeah, and I need to figure out why I cannot get I ran update, what was it? There. And it says I should have gotten the latest version, but I don't see it here. I run, still says 173. So, need to figure out why I can't, won't upgrade to the nightly. Rust. Code change to nightly. Rust up default nightly. Ah, there we go. Rust up default nightly. Ding ding. Haha, ding ding, motherfuckers. Sorry. Thank God my Googling is coming in very helpful here. Now we have to undo what we did. Yeah. There we go. And then I'm probably going to have to. Yep, a lot of error messages there. 101 errors. Okay. probably need to... Okay, so that's still the same error message. I can confirm. Okay, so I am on nightly. Go to the first error again. Okay. All right, so probably going to tell us it can't find crate again. Yep, can't find crate for core. Okay, so now we're in the part where we're having to build our own core, right? All right, so in cargo toml, we need to go in and at the dot cargo config toml. Yes. Dot cargo config toml. Okay, so yeah, we need to add this to our config cargo toml. Alright, so folder dot cargo, and then inside their new file config.toml. Paste. And then change blogOS to rustOS. Because I pooched it earlier, so I have to make sure they all match, right? All right, so Control C, Control S. Unknown, yeah. Okay, Control S. Save that. Save that again. Yeah, most of the time they're cascading errors. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lady P. All right, so make sure everything's saved. RustOS.json. Or no, Rust_OS. There we go. Make sure we get it right. It has to match this right here. So x8664-rust_os.json. All right. So there we go. All right. So added a bunch of new files. Bunch of new files. I would be the worst developer ever. Yep. No remote to push to. That's fine. All right. So, what is it? Oh, Rust Analyzer lit up over here. What's this? Fly check failed following command, program cargo. Okay. I'm just going to assume everything went according to plan. What? You know, if you did this in real mode x86, I could be more helpful. I know, Lady P. And then that would require me to understand what real mode x86 assembler would be. That is for another series of 8 million streams that are happening there. So it is what it is. So I'm actually cautiously optimistic that this is not the worst setup that I've got on my streaming for a while. Cross fingers and eyeballs. Oh, you know what? I used to have my KNR book for a while. I don't know what happened to it. I may have donated it to a library because I was like, I'm never going to learn C. I can't understand this ish. So, cross his fingers into an eyeball. Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. So we've saved all this up. I don't know what the Rust Analyzer is doing here. So I'm going to scroll back down and I'm going to run the same target. And run the same target again. Oh, that's way shorter. That was way shorter. Okay. So it says right here, unable to build a standard library, try Rust up component add Rust source toolchain nightly x86 unknown GNU Linux. Well, I'm winning Rome. Okay. The closed captioning is just hilariously bad. Uh-oh. I didn't... Oh. I apologize for the closed captioning. It was also something I was trying. I don't know if that's happening from OBS itself or if that's from YouTube. So yeah, captions experimental was something that I was trying from the Focusrite, enable. So my the provider is Microsoft Text to Speech. It was the only option I had, so that sucks. Well, man, that sucks. I totally forgot I added the captioning. I actually thought I would see it when I was typing on the screen, so. Closed captioning as a lawyer. Hold off the focus right now. I enabled on live. Oh God. Okay. I actually want to turn that off now because it sounds very cringe. So. Oh my God. Okay. That's not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. My OBS is the little blue thing is spinning when I type over it, so I'm wondering if my I appreciate that, Lady P. I'm glad you're getting enjoyment out of my pain. So hey, things are working at least. I'm hoping that this is still going out over chat. So oh yeah, okay, we're not responding now, so I'm betting that I lost connectivity. Yeah. Yep. Oh, my OBS is dead. This is that's what I got. Okay. I'm waiting for yeah. Oh, that's good. At least you can still hear me. Okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna continue on, and the video is running. So right now my OBS screen is that kind of milky white, and sitting here saying not responding. So something is still running. Apparently people can see what's going on. My worry is that I won't be able to shut this bad boy up. So your hand is up, your right hand. Yeah. Pointing at the sky, pointing at myself. Yeah, there you go. Oh well. As long as y'all can still hear me, I will continue on. If you can still see the screen, I'm communicating with Lady P privately over sliding up into her DMs, whatever that means. And we're gonna continue on through. It actually compiled, so yeah. The UI's crashing for some unknown reason, and I apologize about the captions. That's my bad. So it says this crate only supports the x86 64 architecture. This crate only supports x86. Now it says it could not compile the bootloader due to previous error. Build failed, waiting for other jobs to finish. I didn't know there were other jobs waiting to be finished. What's the Rust analyzer saying? Fly check failed to run the following command. Okay, whatever. All right, so maybe he's got more to it down here. Let's see. Unstable build. Thank you, Yin Yang. Oh yeah, thank you, Lady P. On the YouTube stream, that's good. So yeah, OBS's UI probably crashed for some reason, so we're just gonna press through. Yeah, even the timers has died, so I have no idea. I'll go for another 15 minutes and then I'll turn it off. So we see the cargo build now recompiles the core Rust C standard workspace core, a dependency of compiler plugins, and the compiler plugins libraries for a custom target. And that's, yeah, we see that right here. So crates IO, allocator, compiler built-ins, get ops, Rust C, demangle, CC, hash brown. Okay. And then compiler built-ins. except mine doesn't fully compile, so I must be missing something. So wait, in cargo toml config, right. Cargo config toml unstable build std core compiler build-ins and 18 minutes. Bravo, Lady P. 18 more minutes. Hopefully, if OBS just continues to. Thank you, Yin Yang. I'm glad you think Lady P is smart. Anyway, so yeah, I dare not touch OBS again because I clicked on the tools menu and that's what crapped itself. So we'll see what happens. But so let me see. Configuration queue requires at least night rest from 2020 July 15th. Okay. So after setting up unstable build std configuration key and installing rust source component, we can rerun our build. So when I ran it with, okay, cargo build, seems your target is not the x86 64 version. Hey, Ange31, hey, what's up? Yeah, so it says I'm supposed to build the target x86 64. And then it's going to be the Rust os.json file, which, yeah, okay, so that's the correct answer. Okay, I'm hoping to not have 100 bad error messages. Oh my god, it worked. Well, it did work. I got some warnings. Wow. Okay. Knock wood or knock synthetic polyfill carbon fiber stuff. It worked. Well, I copy pasted the code from the guy's GitHub, but I had to reconfigure everything to make it work. You see that cargo build now recompiles core Rust C standard workstation. There it is, right there. Dependence and compiler plugin, compiler built-in libraries for a custom target. Right, so it recompiled that one again. All right, there's that. All right, so I think we're back to where we need to be. And so I didn't use snake case. That's the only warning I had because I didn't use a snake case name. It says convert the identifier to snake case rust _os instead of what was it I called it? Crate rust os. Oh, I see. So it should have been all lowercase with an underscore instead. Okay. Well, I don't want to do anything now that will cause it to go janky. So for those of you viewing, the little thing up in the corner is a boss rate, boss life thing. So by supporting the show, the stream, the content you're seeing here, the Schadenfreude that you're watching, as I try to fumble my way through trying to recreate my Rust environment. If you found value in the Schadenfreude, please feel free to give. Mad Schadenfreude up in this place. So, all right, it says the Rust compiler assumes a certain set of built-in functions is available for all systems. Most of these functions are provided by the compiler built-ins crate that we just recompiled. However, there are some memory-related functions. Oh! Thank you, Lady P. Some of these functions are provided by the compiler built-ins crate we just recompiled. However, there are some memory-related functions in that crate that are not enabled by default because they are normally provided by the C library on the system. These functions include memset, which sets all bytes in a memory block to a given value, memcopy, which copies one memory block to another, and memcmp, which compares two memory blocks. I don't believe we want to use those because they're insecure, but I'm gonna let this guy continue on through. But while we didn't need any of these functions to compile our kernel right now, they will be required as soon as we add some more code to it when copying structs around, for instance. Since we can't link to the C library of the operating system, we need an alternative way to provide these functions to the compiler. One possible approach for this would be to implement our own memset, etc. functions and apply the no-mangle attribute to them to avoid the automatic renaming during compilation. Fortunately, the compiler built-ins crate already contains implementations for all the needed functions. They're just disabled by default to not collide with the implementations from the C library. We can enable them by setting Cargo's build standard features flag to compile built-ins mem. Like build standard flag. This flag can be either passed on the command line as a -z flag or configured in the unstable table in the Cargo toml. Since we always want to build with this flag, the config file makes more sense to us. All right, so as you can see, build standard feature, compiler built-in mems is right there because I've added it already. And it's been added below the built-in compiler. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I'm going to go ahead and move it just in case, because it may do like a per line kind of thing. I don't know if it does that, but I just want to make sure that if it's going by line, maybe the mems have to be built before the rest of the core and the compiler built in. So I just want to make sure that it matches what's in there already. Please never implement your own memory handling unless you know. There's so many rules, Lady P. Don't implement your own authentication. Don't implement your own encryption. Don't implement your own memory handling. I mean, when does it end, Lady P? All I'm hearing is no, no, no. And I'm not a fan of that. Maybe I want to implement my own memory handling. I can do it. I know a lot about programming. I can't even keep a straight face. That just was so awful. Okay, I'll tell you my IP. It's 127.8.8.8. So feel free to ping me all you would like. You'll find that it's open. It's open to the internet. No, that's not it. It's 127.8.8.8. So if you want to sing pings of death to that, you can feel free to do so. Friends and family and Lady P. There you go. Yeah, or let me find one for the Mossad, and then you can just go ahead and scan the Mossad's IP address range, and you know that'll be probably safer than 8888. All right, support for the compiler built-ins mem features only recently added. You need to have at least a nightly rust of 2020 September 30th for it. Behind the scenes, this flag enables the mem feature of the compiler built-ins crate. The effect of this is that if the no-mangle attribute is applied to the memcopy, etc. implementations of the crate, it makes them available to the linker. With this change, our kernel has valid implementations for all compiler-required functions, so it will continue to compile even if our code gets more complex. Setting a default target. To avoid passing the target parameter on every invocation of Cargo build, we can override the default target. To do this, we add the following to our Cargo configuration file at Cargo toml. So we've already done so. I already did that. I didn't need to add the. So I didn't even need to add the target because now I can just run Cargo build because it's always going to use the Cargo target. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Wow, Lady P, that's inflammatory. Yes, Mossad doesn't kill people. People in Mossad kills people? Yeah. Anyway, I can hear the black helicopters coming. That's not good. That's not good. All right, so this tells cargo to use our x86 blog_os.json target spec file, which is located right here. So unknown none, so LLVM target data layout arch Indianness actually. OS executables linkers panic strategy, which is run away. And so now we're able to build our kernel from bare metal with a simple cargo build. However, our start entry points, which will be called by the bootloader, is still empty. It's time that we output something to screen from it. We're gonna print a screen, yo. All right, so I think this is where I ended up having issues. So, let me turn that volume down a little bit. That phone got me right there. We'll discuss the exact layout of the VGA buffer in the next post, where we'll write a small driver for it. So we're going to start writing some drivers in the next chapter. For printing hello world, we just need to know that the buffer is located. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is where I need to have like all of the virtual machine stuff installed. So let me apt install. What was it I needed to install? QEMU, right. I remember getting to this point and I was like, oh, it wouldn't run because I didn't have everything set up properly on my system. And then I spent a bunch of time trying to get all that system working. And then I got VMware to work. It would pop up a little window box with Hello World in it. And that's, I think, as far as we ended up getting with all of this. So. All right, so time to run it. First, we need to turn our compiled kernel into a bootable image by linking it with a bootloader. Yeah, let me see. So WSL, Linux, applications. I had to do some searching for that. So yeah, run Linux GUI apps in Windows System for Linux. Okay, so WSL install, yeah. Here, update, yeah. Update, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna install GNOME text editor because I hate life and I use Vim, but we're gonna install that. So. Alright, so we're going to install a bunch of dependencies right now. Boy, they just want you to install a kitchen sink, don't they? Freaking GIMP. I don't want GIMP on here. Nasty. I don't want Nautilus on here either. I already have VLC. It's the X11 stuff that I need. X11 stuff. Okay. Enter the name of the tool you'd like to use, for example, Xcalc. All right, so let me do X. Can't open display. All right, so that's good to know. Something I had to do here. Can't open display. Okay. Yes. Okay. So there's another website here. Shut down. Yeah. GVim. Okay. So GVim won't work either because, yeah. Oh, because it's not installed. Running GUI apps over the network is what I want. Yes. Yes. Great thing about X11 programs. There's no real information here. It says run open WSL again. Oh boy. If you go back to the Rust page, there was a link referring to the same error. Where's my mouse? Oh, there. Which error are you talking about there, Ange? You mean about the QEMU stuff? Or the error that we got with scroll or search? Oh, the Xcalc error. Yeah, it says error can't open display. Yeah, that's you said you saw that somewhere here in this. No, it was on the other. I think you were talking about the. Nope, that wasn't it. So. No, you were in the Rust page. Oh. F. Open display. Nope. No. Huh. You have 60 seconds. Try open. Okay. Open. All right, there's at least one open in that page. Open bootloader. Here we go. So yeah, x86 system. Okay. Cargo boot image. I'm sure there would be some folks in here that were trying to in the comments to open. Yep, that was it. Let me run QEMU system x86. Problem is I've slept since then, since I did it the last time, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, so got some things installed. That's okay, Ange. It's fine. I know I did this at one time because on my old computer I had everything set up and I was able to run it, the QEMU command and everything, and make it work. So I'll give it another shot here. Okay. It's almost like I need to have X Windows running on the box here. Let me see about. Gotta be another error message. This is probably good to go through it. Oh yeah. Okay, so WSLG, right. Enabling Windows subsystem to include support for Wayland and X-related servers. Not yet, Lady P. I'm actually trying to do the Hello World bit from the system here. So WSLG, yeah. Windows 11 inbox support, yeah. WSL install -d boot to existing install. Okay, update. List shut down. WSL update. First launch. If you have the Ubuntu distro installed, you'll find an icon on the start menu. Launch it. This will launch. TV terminal interact with. Yes. Congrats, you're ready. Really? I just installed it today, so it should have everything it needs to run. Find them in your start menu under the distro. Nope. Of course, I did this on Windows 10, so it's a little different. Yeah, I'm trying to do the Hello World that is suggested by the system right here. So yeah, I actually got this to working at one point, but I haven't been able to try it. So probably if I ran this command, copy. Let me go see. All right, so cd target x debug boot. Bootloader. Oh, huh. So it did not build. Oh, it's not BlogOS. It's Rust. Yeah, RustOS. It did not build in the debug the bin file needed. It's really weird. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I confused the hell out of it with the. I wonder if that 2.5 meg file is the bin file. File Rust. Yeah, it's the bin file. Okay, so for whatever reason it named it Rust OS instead of, Rust. So I don't know why I didn't call it boot image dash something. Okay, so I'm going to copy this portion to here and then include Rust OS. Should have had .bin on the end of it, but it doesn't. It's probably not going to work. Yeah. Well, that's another thing, right? Oh, wait. Cargo, install. Let's make sure my cargo toml has a bootloader. Okay, bootloader 098. Okay, so I've got that, right? Bootloader. So install boot image. There we go. I forgot to actually create the bootloader or the boot image. There we go. Now we go cd target x debug oh, this is why you got to read ahead, kids. Listen to Uncle Brian. Don't do Uncle Brian does. Cargo boot. There we go. Now it's also creating the bootloader now. Bootloader failed. And failed to run custom command for bootloader 0923. Because the bootloader's 098 there, so I probably need to change this to 0923. Control S. Alright, save that. Try running it again. Failed to run custom build command for bootloader 0923. Oh, see, it created boot image 10.3. I'm afraid that might actually cause some issues. LLVM tools not found. Okay, sudo apt install LLVM tools and LLVM tools preview. Just an LLM, maybe. Let's just do that. Would help if I had LLVM installed. Okay, libcuda. All right. Go builder, go. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, and then on the beach sheet. Failed to run custom build command for bootloader. Cargo manifest dir environment variable not set. Cargo manifest dir variable not set. Well, the other thing is we don't have a lot of our code in here either, so yeah. I want to go back and look at something real quick. Main RS. Okay. Well, that's not good. Actually, oh, you know what? I'm mixing my metaphors here. So I got this is section 2, and we have section 3 code in here. Run custom build command for bootloader on 93. I'm gonna need to go because my wife is probably waiting for me to finish make dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna need to go. So I apologize for leaving everybody in the lurch like this. I will come back to this next Friday. Hopefully we'll have figured out what my issue was here so that we'll build. But I have to go and grill some burgers because my real boss is eating dinner. So hope everyone has a good weekend, good day. I'm hoping this will actually shut off when I'm done. Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday night. Mr. Betcher, Mr. Berlin, and myself. Unless Mr. Betcher or Mr. Berlin can't make it, then one of them will. Yeah, have a great week. Be kind, weekend. Be kind, be safe. Take care of yourselves. All right. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Yep, OBS is broke. All right, well, I will just kill it gracefully as I can. Bye, y'all.